And the nigga dumped her. And when he was dumping her, he did not spell her name right. He was like, I don't even really like you like that. He's like, nah, he was really like, I think that you like me more than I like you. Yikes. So
the audacity.
Seriously. And it's like,
hey besties, we hope you have your drinks ready for this weekend because we're about to get unapologetic as fuck. I'm your co-host Bree.
I'm your co-host Ash, and this is episode 4. So, first things first, we always like to do a check-in, which we call Mood as Fuck. So, Bree, how are you feeling this week?
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling much better. Much better. I went on a trip recently. I went to Aruba. Shit was fire. Great food, great people, great vibes, great energy, amazing weather. And I came back and I was just like, I'm gonna keep this going, this momentum going in New York. So I'm feeling
it gave
really
you
good.
like a little bit of a boost.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
I would definitely go back. I would stay there for about a month.
Really?
Yeah, I love it there.
Yeah.
I would build a house out there, matter of fact.
But you did say that the food was good. So anywhere the food is good, I'm down for
Yeah, in some places. We went to a place the first night, my friends and I, and it wasn't that great. It was not that good. But other places had really good food.
Right.
What about you? How has your week been? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm stressed, honestly. I'll leave it at that, but I am very stressed. So I've been like trying to push myself, but it's been difficult to say the least. But I'm tipsy right now, so I'm good. Thank you. Oh yeah, Correct spilled my drink, but it's okay.
It's okay. Well, we're sending love, positivity. Everybody send love and positivity to Ash.
Thank you.
Because my sis needs it. Hug, air hug. She
Air
didn't want to
hugs.
hug me. She didn't do nothing. She was just like, air hugs.
No, you know what? I'm just not an affectionate person. My friends be laughing at me about that all the time, and my mom hates it. But
so, am I the only affectionate friend? I feel like I'm the only affectionate friend in my friend group.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I just love on people.
But what's your love language?
Words of affirmation, quality time.
Oh, shit. Same. And you're really affectionate. I don't know why I'm like this. Like, it's not like I wasn't raised on love. Like, my mom, like, always hugged me, kissed me. Even my dad, like, same thing. Like, always hugged me, kissed me. But it's like, as I got older, I have no idea. But I do not. Like, I'll hug my friends, don't get me wrong. But it's very weird for me. The only person, like, I think I really show affection with is my partner and babies. Because babies are cute. I mean, my friends are cute, too.
I did something with my eyes a while ago. That was no shade. I want nobody to talk about. Because I was like, that was a shade. Oh, Lord.
I mean, I wouldn't take it that way, but that's fine.
I hope not.
Yeah. Brie, I told you. You can be mean. It's okay. That's
She's
how
always telling me to be
I'm
mean.
affectionate.
Okay. I'm going to start being mean. You gonna be my friend then?
Yes.
Okay. We're friends. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We already had this discussion. We're not going to be the co-hosts who be like low-key, like throwing jabs at each other.
Yeah. There's no beef on this end. That's ghetto. Okay. Right. But y'all know that we're some well-rounded hoes and want to keep you all up to date. So in this segment we call Current as Fuck, we're going to be talking about some weird-ass tweets, things happening in pop culture, and even politics. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is there has been a sudden gas shortage in 11 states in America. Apparently, there was a cyber attack that on Wednesday that crippled a major pipeline stemming from Texas to New Jersey. So I saw a lot of people on social media saying that they didn't have gas. I saw some crazy photos of people filling up bags, clear plastic bags with gas. And I was just like, first of all, that is not safe. Y'all wildin'. It just reminds me that when there's a state of like, I guess, shortage or something happening of emergency, that people tend to panic and they overdo things.
Like the toilet tissue.
The toilet paper. Yeah. The paper towel. First of all, the jugs of milk. You remember in the beginning of the pandemic when people
even drinks cow milk to even
I was like, y'all are wildin'. Like, where are you storing this milk? Not freezing it. Are y'all freezing it?
Yeah.
But
couldn't tell you.
Ghetto. But yeah, so and the government has said that there wasn't a shortage, but because people were such in a frenzy and they were so frantic to get the gas, it became a shortage. Even I had went to, I think it was last week, I was trying to go somewhere and I needed gas, and they only had 93. And I don't put 93 in my car. So, not to be cheap or nothing, I put the 89. You feel me? Because 93 is a bit expensive.
You know, and that's crazy. Sorry to cut you off, but that's crazy that you say that because
you put 93 in your car?
I do. And my friends be laughing at me. Like, Bree and I have the same car, but in different colors. But my other friend, she has the same car as us. And she's telling me, like, she would fill her car up, like, probably for, like, I think, like, $25, like, every, like, 2 weeks and stuff. And I was like, oh, like, okay, great. And when I got the car, I was like, all right, Gucci. And then, like, mine was, like, about 25, 30. And I was like, what's going on?
Is that
but
bad,
it's because
though?
No.
I just feel like 89 was good.
No, I think 89 is good. My dad just told me put 93 because I think that he said that one time when he used to drive his other car, the Prius, he was saying that when he used to put, like, I think, what's the other one? What's after 89?
93?
No, the other one.
87?
87.
I was going to say 83.
Yeah, I think he had put 87 and then it had fucked with the Prius. So he was just like put 93. And then, you know, you can't really be like switching the gas once you put it in. So I'm stuck with expensive gas
That's
for
what
life.
I'm saying. That's what I was like, if I have to ever like go up, at least I can go up instead of me just, I don't know. I just put 89.
Nah, but I think 89 is good. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm the only person, like, even out of my friends.
My grandma does it too.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yeah, I put 93 in my car. First of all, she drive a truck. Right. Girl, I ain't got no money for your truck. Her truck be taking $40 for full tank of gas.
My mom drives a Pilot, and I remember I had to fill it up in Virginia, 93, and that shit, bro, was like $50, $60. I was like...
I feel bad for people with like not lamp trucks, Range Rovers.
Yeah.
And what's the other big Land Rover? Yeah. Exactly. Even Hummers. I saw a Hummer today.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, who do that? Who drives that?
And it's crazy because remember, I think I told you before that when I was considering getting a car,
you wanted a Hummer?
No.
I was gonna say you're ghetto.
I wanted like a Jeep or a van, and just imagine if I would have to be paying $60 to fill up my tank. I'd have been like, yeah, y'all can take this back. It's
Facts.
good.
But apparently gas has came back, so we're good to go.
Amen.
But that also poses the question that should we just start buying electric cars now? Because I feel like this is foreshadowing something that may happen in the future. Mm-hmm. So you heard it here first. Something may happen in the future with the gas. Yeah.
And then it's like, but the only thing is like they would have to build like more charging stations, right?
I think they would do it though, if need be.
Yeah.
I think so. They have the capacity.
Yeah, because I think electric cars, they're probably like, I don't remember how much it is, but it's really like, it's way, Jesus Christ, it's less expensive to charge your car. Yeah. Like if you have to go to a charging station. So
Facts.
Goals. Right now, the only electric cars are the expensive ones.
Right. Teslas and something else.
Priuses are like half and half. So you could charge it or you can fill it up with gas.
I need to do some homework on cars because I want a new car soon. But yeah, that was the first current event.
Oh, yeah. So something else that we wanted to talk about is the second wave of COVID in India. So right now, India, unfortunately, is going through a second wave since, I think, March. And in their second wave, things are not looking good at all. They have, like, you know, their hospitals are filled to capacity, and like it has come to a point where people have to get ventilators like on the street because they cannot afford to like go to the hospitals and stuff like that. It's really sad and unfortunate, and like in our link we'll post some places that you can like help to donate to India so that we can be as resourceful as possible.
Yeah. I saw some photos too online that shows like dead bodies piled up all over in India. People struggling to like get into the hospital. Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah. While over here in America, we're just like, no more masks.
Right. And that's the thing. It's unfortunate because it might not even be like the severity of COVID in the sense of like if people had a chance to be treated, they most likely wouldn't die. But it's like there's a lack of resources. So that is what's making it worse.
I do know that people are sending money from over here though to India, or our government is trying to help India.
Yeah, and like I think they're trying to donate resources as well. So
we'll provide some support links for you guys to take a look at, and if you want to donate, you can do so.
Yep. So another current event, which is like on a lighter note, we wanted to talk about, there was this story on Twitter. Well, it was on TikTok and then it made its way to Twitter about this girl who was a pre-med student dating some hood nigga. And because she liked him so much, she switched her major from pre-med to criminal law so that if he ever got into trouble, she'd be able to bail him out. And then he like ended up breaking up with her. He didn't even like spell her name correctly. And it's just not making any sense. And on top of that, she doesn't even like criminal law. So she switched to criminal law and she's stuck in a major that she's not happy with. Or I don't know if she got her degree, but she's stuck with a degree or a major she's not happy with and she can't switch back. And she did it for some nigga that don't even like her. And it's like, I tried not to be judgmental. So I'm a feminist 100%, but at the same time, it's just like, it's not making any sense. Like, I can't imagine liking someone that much. Honestly, I would switch my major. Because that's a lot of schoolwork.
Facts.
Pre-meds or criminal law, like those are like literally
they're heavy
so
workloads.
separate. They're so separate. And so now she's stuck with a major or a degree that she doesn't like, she's not happy with. And the nigga dumped her. And when he was dumping her, he did not spell her name right. He was like, I don't even really like you like that. He's like, he was really like, I think that you like me more than I like you. Yikes. So
the audacity.
Seriously. And it's like, I'm a feminist, but girl, like, what made you? Why? Who did that?
You know
why? Why would you do that? I'm so confused.
My question is it the dick? Like, can dick really make you do all? Actually, yes.
Yes. I was about to say, you ever heard of being dickmatized?
Yes. But dang, I would have been hurt. I would have been really hurt. First of all, that's really messed up for him to. Did he write her a letter? That's what he like spelled her name wrong.
No, he texted her. He's not even in jail.
Wait, he texted her that he don't. Not even like an in person.
What?
A phone call.
No.
A phone call is bad, but like in person.
Bro, if the nigga said you like me more than I like you, he was not showing up in person to tell you that. He was not showing up in person to tell you that you like him more. Like, come on.
I got broken up with over text too.
Really?
Actually, twice.
Correct them.
That's ghetto. We're not talking about my love life though, but
eventually we will.
Yeah, of course. I got to hear the
stories.
But honestly, that's embarrassing. Men, once again, they do some embarrassing shit. Some men, and like I just think that that's really messed up.
Is the dick and the audacity? Always remember that, ladies.
Yeah,
and men.
Like she was doing this to help you out. What was he, a drug dealer?
But he never asked her to do that, bro. Like,
I mean, yes, that is true. That is true. But
she took it upon herself.
Some women are very where they want to take care of their man and nurturing to that point where they would do anything for that person. I don't agree with that necessarily.
Though.
Yeah, we're way too I don't know.
That's not even your husband. Like, I'm so confused.
Facts.
I'm so confused.
I wouldn't do that for my
Some people don't
boyfriend.
believe in marriage, but it's still like, I don't know how long they were talking, but she had to be dickmatized because it couldn't be love or anything like that. The nigga said you like me more than I like you.
That's so mad. Did she not see signs? Like, there has to be red flags.
I'm sure we'll talk about it another time, but
that's ghetto.
I don't know. Because I genuinely don't know if she said that there were red flags, but I just feel like if I even think about I want to change my major for this dude and he's a fucking criminal.
It's I like you more than you like me that's killing me.
That's what I'm saying. Nah. But it's like, nah, seriously, like, think about it. I guess maybe because I like school and I like to learn and things like that, but like not that much. So like for me to even consider that, I would be like, oh no, this is the devil talking.
He must have had a 10-incher, or he must have had good stroke game, good
Yeah.
head game.
I'm about to say it has to be like a combination. It couldn't just be one.
She doing all this for you. What did he bring to the table? Like, what did he do other than being
Crime.
a drug dealer?
Crime. That's what he brought to the table.
Crime.
I don't.
Crime.
Well, maybe he spent money on her. I don't know.
He's ghetto. And that's embarrassing. And I wish her the best of luck. I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
She uprooted her whole life. Not even her whole life, but that part of her life. That
No,
chapter
her
of
whole life. Because if she was gonna be if she was pre-med at the time,
oh, true.
and she's a criminal law, like that's her whole life. She's gonna be a doctor.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that
you can't. It's not like accounting to payroll
to like PR
shit.
or something.
But
like that, yeah,
it's
that is true. Both majors take a lot of years.
Yeah.
One more time. That's ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
But best of luck, girl. Dang, I'll be hurt.
Yeah,
I'll burn his car.
Oh my God. 1 week, you guys are going to meet correct so that
Yeah.
you can hear.
He's going to be on the podcast. They love your commentary in the back.
The side comments because they're fucking hilarious. But all right. So speaking of women, the next thing that we're going to get into is our topic. Anybody who knows Ash knows that the sex, the filth, it was going to come up eventually. So, like, let's just talk about it. Today's topic is you're a slut. And you probably hear that and you're like, what the fuck? What do you mean? And no, I'm not. Or she's probably talking to the sluts out there. No, I'm talking to you. You a virgin, you a slut. You're a person, you're a slut.
You're a
you
man.
You have sex, you're a slut. Yes, you're a man, you're a slut. So
you're the cameraman.
You're a slut. So obviously, if anyone has watched the video with Samira, I don't remember her last name right now, but Samira, and where she was being interviewed at a slut walk, she was talking about being a slut, and like we'll get into that a little bit later, but that is obviously the inspiration for this episode. I've been thinking about it and been talking to Brey about it, and like we're so excited to talk about and get into why you are a slut.
Think of it like Brey. Oprah. You a hoe. You a hoe. You're a hoe. We're all hoes.
So one thing is that we'll be using hoe and slut kind of interchangeably. Because I think that they're kind of similar. But do you feel that way, Bree?
Yeah, I think it's just like the way people use the terms. It's the same.
Yeah, because slut, I feel like it's so vulgar. But it's like if you're a hoe, you're a hoe. You're a slut. Same shit.
You know when you said that, it reminds me of when Drea was like, "I'm not a hoe no more. You can get your hoe-ness deleted."
Exactly. And it's like, as you'll see, us getting into it is just like, it's like bitch. It's like nigga, like.
Or treesh.
Yeah. It's more so like, reclaiming those words. So like, you're not going to use slut and hoe to define me or to shame me. No, you're a fucking slut. So Bree,
I feel like you're about to ask me something crazy.
How would you define a slut? And do you think that you are one?
So the way I define slut, back in the day, maybe high school, middle school, even some parts of college, you were deemed as a slut if you had sex with a lot of people, or if you were sexually active, if you were like sucking dick with for a lot of people.
Remember DSL?
Dick sucking lips?
Yeah. Niggas had the nerve to tell me that in like middle school, but
are you serious?
Yes, when we were like, I went to Catholic school.
Wait,
so
how'd they say it though? They were like,
yeah,
you got DSL lips, or they were just like
DSL.
Yeah. I think somebody said that to me once too, but I don't remember. It's foggy.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
What is that?
Right. I was like, I don't even do that.
Not even to cut off my definition, but way back in middle school, I was dating this boy named Joshua. And I think we like broke up with each other, and he was telling the whole school that I was a hoe. He was like, he went outside after we broke up, outside where everybody was like leaving the school, and he was like, Brianna's a hoe. Brianna's a hoe. And I'm I'm like, first of all, a hoe.
Yo.
I don't even do anything.
No, but not fact.
This is in middle school too, so
I don't remember what is middle school is what age. I don't remember.
middle school's for me 11 to 13
Okay, so that's
or
like
10 to 13.
Yes,
for
so it's
me.
like 5th to 7th grade. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes. So the same thing. I remember I was in 6th grade and there were these girls that didn't like me and two of my other friends because like we used to flirt with and like talk to, different guys and stuff like that. And it's like it's normal, cool. And they called us the 3 biggest whores. And I was like, at the time, I was obviously very upset. I was ready to fight. I was 6th grade and I was hot, bro. That was like the first time I ever remember getting really upset. Like, I wanted to whoop some ass. But I was just like, whores? Like, I'm not a whore. I don't even do anything. Like, me having some boyfriends, like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't need to be in a serious relationship right now. But yeah,
to finish off my definition, like, so that was what it was. But now I think of like a whore or a slut really is if someone who has like sexual interaction with someone that's in a relationship or married. That's how I like view, like, that's the only way I use it in a negative light. Right. Like if you know that a person is in a relationship or they're married and you just blatantly out here having sex just to like, like, you blatantly want to be the side chick. And again, I'm not trying to judge any woman if that's what y'all trying to do, but I would view you as like, you a hoe. Right. Or you a slut. But do I view myself as one? No. And because that's my definition, right? I'm not having sex with people who are in relationships or married. But I would say like I'm sexually liberated. Right. I'm probably not as sexually liberated as some women, but I do think like I'm stepping into my sexuality and my sensual feminine energy. I know that's right. Yes. Period. I feel like anybody could honestly be a hoe. Like,
I just feel like Bree said, there is obviously like a negative connotation to the word, which is like someone who may sleep around with someone who may sleep around, period. Someone who may sleep with people who are in relationships or married and so on and so forth. But I just feel like, if you have sex, you a hoe. If you're a hoe, like, I'll get into that, but I just feel like, it's like trying to rework my mind because like, nigga is something that I can understand and reclaim. Like, white people said nigger because they wanted to, what do you call it? Jeez, I can't think of the word, but it's like they wanted to make us feel inferior. And, bitch, same thing. Like if a guy calls you a bitch or somebody calls you a bitch, it's like, they're trying to make you feel inferior. So same thing with hoe or slut. Like, I call you want to take black back people call each other nigga, or women call each other bitch, like, because it's like, yeah, I can call myself that, but you can't call me that. And the same thing like hoe or slut. Like I can call myself that, but you can't call me that. And for those who like, for sex workers or people who do sleep around, like, why should they feel like they're less than or they deserve a certain title because they choose to own their bodies? Yeah. So, I'm first things first is like I'm a definition whore, honestly. So, so I looked up what slut and hoe meant on Google and then the Urban Dictionary, so I'll read a few. So according to Google, a slut is described as offensive but is defined as a woman who has many casual sexual partners. According to Urban Dictionary, a slut was defined as a woman with the morals of a man. And this was a woman who wrote this on the Urban Dictionary. Whoa. Yes. Slut was also defined as a woman who has many casual sexual partners or a woman with low standards of cleanliness.
What do we call men that sleep around?
Exactly.
Why is it always women?
Exactly. So a hoe is defined as a person, and this is on Urban Dictionary because on Google it just had the little raking shit. Yeah. So on Urban,
a hoe is a rake. Yeah. It's a gardening tool. Yeah. Stop playing. That's what a hoe is.
So on Urban Dictionary, a hoe is defined as a person, male or female, who uses their looks and charms to manipulate their partner to gain material, sex, money, or clout. A hoe does not love their partner, and the minute someone with better looks, money, or clout comes along, they abandon their previous partner, and the cycle continues. So a hoe was kind of more generalized, but that was only one definition I saw. But, you know, when you hear a slut, and I mean, I think the hoe, the same thing. It's like most of the time, it's like it's only referred to as women.
Yeah.
So like hoes, sluts, only referred to when talking about women, but like men, there's nothing. Because even when I was looking up the definition of slut, there was only like one example. It wasn't even in the definition, but there was one example that talked about it could be a man as well. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like,
men be sleeping around.
Exactly. And
men be sleeping.
And that is why I say that I feel like it's about reclaiming the word hoe and slut, because it's only used to define women who are taking ownership of their own bodies. So, like you said, men be sleeping around. And what did you want to say? Did you want to say anything else about that? Because I feel like I cut you off.
Oh, no. I was about to ask you, like, what, like, so you said that you think of yourself as a hoe, right? Or a slut. But, like, what is your definition of a slut?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say, I don't know how to really, like, go about that. Because, yes, I can say I'm a hoe or I'm a slut because I take ownership of my body, and me deciding to have sex, to not have sex. Some people may not agree with that definition, or, you know, some people may not like if I define myself as that, because I am in a relationship and I've been in a relationship for a long time. I never had like other sexual partners, and I don't want it to seem like I'm defining myself as such to take away from others who, like, you know, are able to really reclaim that word, because they do sleep around and they do take ownership of their bodies in that way.
So I feel like you're talking about tone then.
Yeah.
Like how the tone of someone saying like slut or hoe, same thing with like bitch, the tone of it, because there's a tone of endearment and then there's a tone of being insulting and offensive.
But it's not even just tone, because if you think about, like, if a man calls you a bitch, I don't care in what tone it is, you're not gonna like it.
That is true.
And same thing, if a white person calls you a nigga, like, I don't give a fuck if you're joking. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Don't even say that word around me. And that's the same thing, like, you know, with men, like, don't call me a bitch. Like, I don't care if you're joking. I don't care if you're referring to the bitches around, like,
even when they say hoe and slut too, like, there's no positive connotation when it comes to them calling women hoes and sluts. So are you saying that people who work in like sex work and like who are sexually fluid should take back that word and reclaim it for themselves?
I definitely believe that. I think that people always will define sex workers as hoes or sluts, and they should take back that word. That word is theirs because they choose to take control of their body. Like, so her name is Samira Rahim, and the guy, I'm not gonna refer to the guy because fuck him, but the guy who was asking her questions about being a slut, she was truly unapologetic as fuck that day, and I love that for her. So she said that she's a slut because she owns her body. Her body is not a political playground. It's not a place for legislation. It's hers. And it's her future. And I wanted to kind of get into that, because when we talk about being a slut and being a hoe, yes, it's about people who do these things that we think are negative, but it is about how those people, even when they're doing those negative things, they're still taking control over their own body. And it's just that society does not fuck with that. That's why it's usually women, because when women take control of their own body, they're always labeled as a slut or a hoe. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be about sex. So like,
yes.
Right? So it's like when you think of,
I have a story.
Sorry.
No, but okay.
I'll say this and then I'll let Bree go. But it's just like, you know, when you do one thing, you're like, if you do something that's even leaning towards the direction of like sensuality or ownership as a woman, you're labeled as a whore or a slut. And that's why I say like the definition is broad, and it's why it feels wrong to call myself a whore or a slut, but at the same time, It's to give power to those
I see
who
what you're
don't
talking
have
about.
that power. So yes, Bree, go
So
ahead.
I have a little story. Back in college, freshman year again. So I had gotten to. So basically, I was very friendly with a lot of people. I was trying to make new friends. I was very friendly with guys. I flirted with some guys. You know, there was a kiss here or there, but I never had sex and I never like gave head to anyone or anything like that. But there was a word around like the school that I was a hoe. And I was just going out here having sex and doing all types of stuff. And I was just like, wait, hold on. First of all, I'm a virgin.
Right.
I'm in a whole relationship. And at the time I was in a relationship. That's when I heard that rumor. And I was just like, where is this coming from? I'm not even doing anything. Just me being friends with men or like being too friendly with guys or just like meeting new people and like hanging out with them deemed me as a hoe and a slut. And I was just like, wait a minute now. Like, I haven't even had sex yet. So can y'all calm down?
Yeah.
So I totally understand what you mean when you said that like you don't even have to be doing anything for people to call you a hoe or a slut.
Yeah.
Ghetto.
And you know, it's like
mind your business.
The celebrities. So you know, this conversation is gonna go in all different directions. But like you said that reminds me of like Lori Harvey.
Oh yeah.
So Lori Harvey is known recently for like dating men in the industry. Do we know if she fucks them? No. But people like to assume that she does have sex with them. Just because she may be seen on, she could be seen in one photo with them.
Yeah. Facts.
And it could have been like, you know, like a date. What's wrong with dating?
Or she could have been hanging out with them because she never openly spoke about some of these men either. Like, for example, Diddy. People think that she dated Diddy and
just
dated
because
his
she was
son
standing next to him
or went out to dinner with him, but they don't know if they were having a business meeting or because you know these industry people go out for dinner for business meetings and whatnot. So
and that's the thing. I just feel like, but even if she wasn't, like, let's say she really was on a date with Diddy, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? Honestly, it's like, so she's not allowed to date.
That's a
like,
fact.
You're a hoe or you're a slut because you're on a date.
But men are allowed to date multiple women. Yeah. And they're not called a hoe or a slut. First of all, they don't even have a word of like of negativity.
Yeah, they don't. It's, let me tell you what it is for them. It's in their nature. That's all it is. It's in their nature. And for women, it's you're a hoe or you're a slut. There is no way that it's in your nature. It's always, you know, there was even this podcast. There's this couple that has a podcast, and he was talking about the lock. The husband was talking about the lock versus the key, and was saying that if there is a key that can open all locks, it's a master key. But if a lock can be opened by all keys, then it's like useless. And it's like,
so is that was the analogy for sex and like or dicks like and vaginas?
Yeah. So it's like, again, this standard that men are the motherfucking prize. Why?
When that is not even the case.
Why? So, you know, another thing that we talked about, we could talk about celebrities. So like what are some other celebrities that you know that are associated with being hoes?
I mean, Lori was a really good one. Especially, I want to go back to Lori because Boosie made Instagram videos discussing Lori and saying like,
when he's
just
problematic
talking mad
himself.
shit. Yeah, talking mad shit, saying like she shouldn't be dating these men. She shouldn't be promoting women dating different men because it looks bad. And like, I don't get that. Why is it okay for men to date multiple women and not be seen as a horse at the same time? Oh my gosh, at the same time. And when a woman does it, she is being a hoe. She hoeing around. Even sometimes, like my friends and I, we be joking around, like, "Girl, you a hoe." But why is it that like we're deemed as a hoe,
right? And
men aren't? And why is it like that? Makes no sense to me. In this world that we live in, we should be able to date without being seen as a, regardless if they have sex or not, that's their prerogative, as long as they're being safe and protecting themselves, because, you know, we have to be safe out here, but that's their prerogative. So I just don't understand why that negative connotation for women is different than men.
Yeah.
And who is Boosie be talking about Lori anyway?
Exactly. But some other people I think about is like Amber Rose.
Amber Rose. She's
Kardashian. I know people don't fuck with the Kardashians, but still someone that is known.
Black China.
all known to be Drea Michelle.
Yeah. We
known
just
to
spoke
be
about her earlier
hoes.
too.
But we don't really know for sure. Like, people assume that Kim Kardashian has had sex with multiple people. If she did, she did. If she didn't, she did. I'm just saying people assume. Even Amber Rose talked about that and why she started the slut walk.
I was just about to say
like
that she's such a big advocate for like calling herself a slut and a hoe.
Yeah.
To rewire that term.
Yeah, and I think that the person who actually started the rumor that she was a hoe was Kanye West after they had broken up.
Wow. You see?
Yeah.
You see how men tarnish women names?
Yeah. Because
oh my gosh.
I have to look back on that, but I'm pretty sure that she had spoken about that before, like that once they broke up and stuff, I guess, and he was talking to Kim or he was with Kim, like he started calling her a hoe and shit like that. And it was like, you know, she even talked about how people would assume that when she was like talking if she was seen in a picture with a guy, that people would assume that she had fucked them, and she was like, you don't even know if I did, and most of the time I didn't. And it's like
majority of the time Amber's in a relationship.
Yeah.
She goes from one relationship to the other. So
yeah. And it's like, just because she is a sexual person, she is assumed to be a hoe.
Yeah.
Blac Chyna, same thing. Drea Michelle, same thing-ish. But yeah, same thing. I'm joking. But like, and Kim Kardashian, like those are some people that are known to be hoes. It's like, but it's funny because Kim Kardashian, I think
J-Lo.
Blac Chyna, I don't know about J-Lo is a hoe.
Well, yeah, she's a hoe, but like
she
had
jumps from relationship to
relationship.
And most of these people, that's what I was gonna say, that they're all like known to be in relationships.
What about male celebrities that are hoes? We can name a lot. A lot.
Trey Songz. No.
Oh, we're just assuming?
We're not assuming, because I've heard podcasts about how Trey Songz get down, okay?
Yeah,
and he be wildin'.
He be wildin'.
He be wildin'.
Trey Songz, Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
With the
Lil Wayne. Yeah, he be wildin'. NBA young boy.
Yeah, with all the baby mothers and kids that he has.
Future,
a big
Offset.
one.
Correct is getting mad that we're naming all of them, but those men,
Offset.
they're not. Listen, and the thing is that not only are they really the negative connotation of hoes, but they have no respect for the women in their lives. Because all these men that we're naming, they're deemed hoes. Why? Because they never had any respect for their relationship. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like Offset and Cardi B, like put her through so much shit. Tristan Thompson, oh God, disgusting.
I had another story about him that recently popped out, but we're not gonna talk about it right now. But like how some girl was telling like intricate details of like what happened between them. Wild. Yeah. After he begged
they
Chloe.
What, third semester Tristan? Anyway.
Ghetto.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's just the point that all these, like, you know, all these negative stereotypes for women, there are all these negative stereotypes for women, but for men who act like this, it's just like, oh, like
Zilch.
that's in their nature. Like, for example, Future and Russell Wilson. People hate that Russell Wilson is like such a good dad to baby Future. Yes. They be critiquing him all the time. They actually critique that Russell get love. No, they critique Ciara all the time. Like she has no respect for Future.
I love me, Russell. Yeah. I love me a simp, a good simp. Yes, give me affection, babe. Love me, respect me.
What's wrong
Care
with
for
that?
me. Do what you got to do in the bedroom.
Instead, they want you to be with the male hoes.
Yeah, facts.
So another thing is sex work. So we kind of touched on it earlier, but it's like, so Bree, what do you think about the definition of hoe and reclaiming your body and sex work? Like, what comes to mind?
What comes to mind is that, like you said earlier, that women are really taking back that term and doing whatever the fuck that they want to do. For example, with OnlyFans, that is seen as a form of sex work, and there's a lot of women and men who have an OnlyFans account, and they don't care. There's a lot of people too that like in the beginning, or not in the beginning, but before, if you wouldn't want to put that out there, like to promote that you had an OnlyFans or that you were showing your body or doing prerogative not prerogative, sexy, sensual photos.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, it's a norm.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, they're reclaiming back that term and they're taking back their sexuality. They're becoming sexually fluid with themselves. And kudos to them. Kudos to them.
Yeah. And you know what I just remembered is like, when you think about all these hoes, not only do men call them hoes or think that they're unclean, like the definition, it's they don't deserve love, they don't deserve respect because of the way that they choose to embrace or own their body. So like strippers, prostitutes,
Everyone deserves love.
yeah, even like the celebrities that we talked about. It's like when men get into relationships with sex workers or celebrities, it's looked down upon. Like, it's like, why the fuck are you with her? If somebody dates Offset, it's never, oh, like if let's say.
Or Trey Songz.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, they're so cute together. No, but he was a hoe.
Nah, but seriously.
No, but he's dead a hoe.
Yeah. So it's just like, you know, people want to date Offset, want to marry Offset, and he's the prize, for example. And you said like Trey Songz, but then it's like if you date
or
Kim
even with
Kardashian,
Future, when what's that woman's name? Des. Yes. When now that Des and Future are dating, they're like, oh my god, they're so cute. Future really likes this one, and like, but imagine if she was a stripper. Or a person who was a sex worker, and then they'd be like, "Oh, nah, that's not it." Future's simping out here for a sex worker or for a stripper,
right?
Like, please, everyone deserves love, and that's whatever their occupation is. That's not your business.
I was watching a show called Blacklist, and with Blacklist, it's just like a list of like these criminals that nobody knows about and shit. And there was this guy that would impregnate and kill sex workers, and like he got away with it because no one knew, like, or no one was looking for these sex workers.
You said impregnate?
Yeah, it was a whole
and kill them.
Yeah, it was a whole story. So like, long story short, he would get them pregnant using a dead wealthy man's sperm, and then he would like act like he was the woman and sue the family, and he knew that the wife would pay them shit tons of money to keep it quiet, as if he had an affair, because they're thinking that their husband had an affair, and he died. And then after she got pregnant and carried the baby to term, he would like tell her to leave the baby somewhere, and then he would kill her. So I'm just bringing that up.
You think that happened in real life? Because you know some of these shows.
But that's what I'm saying, but
that's wild.
Sex workers do die, and there are higher statistics that sex workers will be harmed or will die, and it's like
they don't treat them with, like, a lot of people, men especially, who like try to pick up sex workers. Don't treat them with respect at all.
Yeah, or like, yeah, okay. So there's this idea that sex workers and strippers cannot be raped or sexually assaulted,
which is false. And
I just don't understand, like, how is it? Again, it's like you reclaiming your body means that it's just everyone else's, and it's like it doesn't make any sense. How?
Yeah.
Just because you decide to do what you do,
you're not seemed as worthy enough
of love, respect, or even
human decency,
respect. None of that. And it's just like, I don't understand. Another thing that I want to talk about, because like Samira talked about, is that her body or a slut's body is not a political playground or a place for legislation. And it's like, when I think about that, I think about the government. So like, this is a sensitive topic, but like abortions or like healthcare and things like that, and birth control.
I'm hearing a southern state, I forgot which state, talking about abortions. I forgot which state, but they're banning abortions up until like you can't get one up until like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Or in some states you can't get an abortion unless the husband, like if the husband doesn't agree, or the father, I should say, if the father doesn't agree, you can't get an abortion.
Why is it his decision?
Exactly. Same thing with getting your tubes tied. Like, you can't get your tubes tied until you're like older.
Yes, that is true. A lot of women who do not want kids whatsoever go to the doctor to do a surgery where they can get their tubes tied, and the doctor would be like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, I know we know that you're gonna have kids like soon," and the woman's just like, "No, I'm not. Like, I really want my tubes tied, but I don't want kids at all," and they would not do the surgery for them.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, all these things, birth control again, like, you know, not to get off topic. I mean, it's still in the same topic, but it's like a different thought. The fact that birth control is something that we have to pay for, and condoms we do not. And, you know, people talk about that all the time. Like, how is it that condoms are free and birth control isn't? And it's true. Like, you have to be prescribed birth control, or
even tampons.
I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking of. Tampons and pads. How tampons and pads are things that we have to go and buy, and they're not free, but condoms are free.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, are female condoms free?
You know, I honestly
have never
I
seen.
rarely see female condoms being like given out.
Yeah. But it was tampons and pads that I was referring to, but also birth control. Like, it doesn't make sense that anything that we want to do to protect ourselves, even the pill, like.
Why was it made for women and not men? They have way more sperm counts.
Exactly.
And a woman releases an egg maybe like once a month.
Exactly.
And have kids for 9 months.
A woman can only be pregnant once a year.
Once a year.
A man can impregnate somebody new
every day. Every hour.
Yeah.
Every second.
Exactly. No, that's
a fact though.
Well, you know, depending on his stamina, but yes. But seriously, and it's just like, you know, all these things that we talk about when you think about being a hoe or being a slut, and it's like, it's not just somebody who likes to fuck around. It's all of these things. Like, it's anybody who takes ownership of their own body. Yes, and you are a slut.
Yeah, and I love seeing that women are taking ownership of their body. Like, even on Twitter, women are just posting their body. And I think it also is a confidence thing. It's a confidence booster to see your body, to love your body. It's brave, too, to even post it and show it out there to everyone and not care what anyone says. So.
And even then, when you post your body, you could be labeled a whore or a slut.
Yeah, even though you may not be having sex with anyone, you just probably like being nude or a nudist, and you're just posting it.
And that's the thing, like, women, anything that we do would be seen or labeled as a hoe or
I think it
slutty.
Is. I think that society labels women to be like the holy trinity, and we're supposed to be super. The word isn't righteous, but like reserved. We shouldn't be showing too much. We shouldn't be doing too much. It even stems from like when women do twerking videos. It seemed as you're a hoe, or you be doing too much, or like women don't have respect for themselves. When Megan was Meg Thee Stallion, she was twerking a lot, and that's mostly what she does. She wears skimpy clothing. She was viewed as a hoe because that's like, for some reason, if you dance or if you twerk, you don't deserve respect.
Remember the outcry for the WAP video?
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Throat Baby is literally the baby swimming on cum in a woman's mouth.
Yeah. But for WAP, people were like, oh, like, you have a daughter. How could you make a song like this? And, you know, women shouldn't be singing about things like this.
How did Britney make a song called Slave for You?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, men have been calling women bitches and sluts and talking about how they fuck us this way, they fuck this one and that one, and nothing. Calling, like, there has been no backlash. But for women who decide that they want to talk about they WAP, there's an issue.
And the biggest thing for me is the lack of respect, or the lack of worthiness, because a woman does what she wants to do with her body. It's like they don't get any respect.
Yeah.
And then with a man, it's just like, it's whatever. Like, no one bats an eye when a man does it, but when a woman does it, it's a whole different story.
Yeah. And I don't think it's because they see us as like a prize per se. I think it's just a way to control us, honestly speaking. It's just a way. It's just like we are their objects, and we, like, it's okay for them to fucking dismiss us, but it's not okay for us to fucking dismiss them. It's not okay for us to take control and say, I don't want a relationship with you. I just want to have sex with you. Or I want to post my nude photos, or I want to post my pictures in my bikini or my bra and underwear, and like that not be an issue. I want to upload a twerking video. I want to go on dates with multiple guys.
Yep. And if I don't want to have sex with them, that's my prerogative. If I do want to have sex with them, that's my prerogative.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, consent. We'll get into that another episode. But it's true. Like, I think the whole thing, if I could sum it up into one word, is like Bree said, even though she didn't say the exact word, it's consent. It's like, us taking ownership and not consenting to men doing certain things with us. Men don't like that. Mm-hmm. They want us to be their objects. And fuck you. Because I'm a slut and Bree's a slut and you're a fucking slut. And we're going to do what we want.
Period. We're taking back the word, reclaiming it, and turning it into something positive. Mm-hmm. Turning it into something positive.
And if you, you sleep with multiple people, I hope that you watch this and you feel encouraged. Like, yeah, I'm a slut. And so what about it? And you're not a slut because you decide to sleep around with other people. You're a slut because you reclaimed your own body.
And
and there's nothing wrong with that.
And you're okay with being sexually fluid as long as you're protecting yourself.
Yes.
I always promote protection.
Yes. And no harm. Don't harm other people.
Don't harm other people. Yeah, that's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. That's your business. And also, if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. Mm-hmm. If you just want to be cool with men, like how I was freshman year of college, and I wanted to make new friends, and I flirted a little bit because, I got a little flirtation in me. But if that's what you want to do, and people are calling you a slut, don't even bat an eye at it, because you know for a fact what you are. You know that you're not you shouldn't be deemed as like something bad, but don't be afraid to do those things because someone's going to call you a slut or a hoe.
Right.
Mind your business. Yeah. How about you're a slut? You're a hoe.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. We're reclaiming it. So people may have these negative connotations and may try to call you a slut or a hoe in a negative way and be like, yeah, I am. Thank you. So what? If you're a flirt, if you're a virgin, like, if people just assume that you do these things, so what? Yeah, I'm a slut. And what about it?
You a slut too. So let's be sluts together.
Facts. Yes. So that's all for our topic. Bree, do you want to say anything else?
I guess my closing remarks are just, who you are as a person. Stay true to you and don't let someone's term of negativity try to put you down or take you out. Whatever you do is your prerogative, as long as you're being safe. You're not hurting anyone else. You're not trying to hurt yourself, and you're doing good to the society. Do your thing. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And whatever someone wants to call you, brush it off, because the way I think about life sometimes, I be thinking about like none of this even matters. Mm-hmm. Like it matters, but like, why do we make so much noise and chaos over something,
Right.
But that was off topic. But yeah, do you, love you, and whatever you do, that's your business.
Yes.
So,
and my closing remarks would be that, like Bree said, people will say things, but when people always have something to say about what you do.
Yes.
And when people say those things, you have to be unapologetic as fuck. And you have to just say, like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So, like, if someone calls you a slut, someone calls you a hoe, someone says you're dirty, so the fuck what? Like, what is true. You don't have to defend yourself. And you can stand up for
you can defend yourself if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But don't ever feel like you're obligated to defend yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, you make that choice. Like, do I want to or do I not want to? You don't have to feel forced to be like, yeah, I want you. Like, the point of defending yourself is not to be like, I want to convince you that I'm not a slut.
Yeah.
It's like, don't fucking call me a slut because I don't like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, definitely you make that choice.
And also know that, like, anyone can be a slut. It's not just women. Mm-hmm. Men can be sluts
for sure. Like we said. And the negative connotation of slut, that's what we're talking about. That's what men are. But...
Some.
Yeah.
Want to put that out there. Some.
Mm-hmm. Like Bree said. Some. Mm-hmm.
She's like, girl.
No. I'm just saying, most of them, they have no respect. But slut is not.
But it's not even only just men. I know that we're closing off, but like some women don't have respect for other women either.
Oh no, but like you said,
like feminism with some women, they don't respect other women. Like they don't treat other women with kindness or grace, none of that. So
and then
this is for you too,
yeah.
sis,
Sometimes
who's very
people
judgmental.
be like women protecting women, and then they don't be protecting women at all.
No, they be the main ones talking down on women like, oh, she a slut, she a hoe, she be doing too much.
Yes.
Even like one of my cousins had wrote something on Facebook about Lori about how like she's selling her box too much. Girl,
she already had money. How's she selling it?
Like, that's not your prerogative, 1 and 2. Like, why you minding her business? 3, how you know if she's selling box or not? Not even selling box, but giving it up to these men or not.
And
Come
I
on
agree.
now, don't do that.
Like, women can be so freaking critical of other women. It's so frustrating.
It's not just
don't
men
be
alone.
like that.
Yeah,
don't be like that.
Don't
all.
be judgmental. Mind your business. How about that?
Yeah.
I got real crazy with it because let me tell you something. Girls be coming at it. It's mostly women that be trying to come at me, calling me a hoe or a slut, and they don't even know my life.
Yeah,
you don't know nothing about me. I'm very mysterious, bitch.
And sometimes
mind your business
because of jealousy.
Facts. But that's my closing remarks. Be kind to one another. Mm-hmm. Mind your business.
Mm-hmm. Definitely mind your business.
So many times.
And be yourself.
Don't
be unapologetic as fuck. Okay.
Period.
So the next and final thing is going to be our audacious as fuck segment. Yes. So, for our audacious as fuck
CIOUS. Come on. Sorry.
For our audacious as fuck segment, we're gonna be talking about some weird ass shit on Instagram, which is the Porsha, Fallon, and Simon. I think G is his name. So, I do not watch Real Housewives, but social media has helped to keep me up to date. But all I've seen are like clips. And long story short, there's Porsha, there's Fallon, there's Porsha's baby daddy, and Simon, Fallon's husband. So boom. Porsha and Fallon link up with other women on Real Housewives. And Fallon was introduced as Porsha's friend. Apparently, they weren't really friends, just that their husbands or husband, baby father, worked in the same industry and have worked together a couple of times. So they wanted Fallon on the show. They was like, Fallon, pull up. So in this episode, Porsha and the girls are meeting Fallon's husband. Now, not allegedly, I don't even know why I said that, but now Porsha is engaged to Fallon's husband because he's still her husband. And they had like a Mother's Day celebration with Fallon's husband, Porsha's baby father, and Porsha, where they were all like one big happy family getting along. And apparently Fallon, I don't know, like I saw a clip of her proposing to someone in a bowling alley. That could have been an old clip, but it's just very, very messy. So the Audacious as Fuck award goes to Porsha and her new fiance, Simon.
Yikes.
This week.
You know those memes when they say that the person, like the friend that you like take pictures with is always going to be the one that takes your man or something like that? For example, with, was it with Karrueche and Rihanna? Mm. I think Karrueche and Rihanna. There was another one. It was like G Herbo and Moneybagg Yo with Ari. What's killing me is that you said Phelan proposed to her side nigga in a bowling alley.
I don't know if that was real.
First of all, can we dead that? Can we dead like women proposing to men?
Bitch, no.
Like, I mean, if you want to,
no.
I've been trying to like see two perspectives, but I kind of like, why are we doing that?
That's one.
Why are women doing that?
I really cannot get down with. You could do anything else, but don't do that, please,
ma'am.
For me,
call the ambulance. Somebody needs help.
But like, what do you think about that though, Bree? Like, because a lot of people, like you said, this has come up. Like, it's like the friend stealing your man, and like people are like, this is why you shouldn't bring your friends around your man. Like, I don't
That's a
think.
very
Don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think that, but at the same time, like,
it's mixy.
yikes.
It looks bad on both parts, but it looks bad on Portia's part the most because they were seen as friends or like Phelan had invited her to her house.
Yeah.
But it also was, I don't know, it was the man, Simon, or that's his name. I don't really watch Housewives of Atlanta.
I think that's his name, yeah.
But like he pursued Porsha
Yeah.
and like I guess she was down with it. But another thing that I found kind of weird in that whole story too was that they were dating for a month and then he proposed to her.
Yeah, because he just filed for divorce in like February.
It's that whole
Of all the
situation
women
is
in the
very
world,
fishy.
you want to choose this one. It's not making sense. It's making make sense.
For me personally, I have a girl code. So like whoever my friends, even if they weren't really friends, like see, I don't know, because it's like if they weren't really friends, why invite me to my house? Like I'm not gonna invite people to my house that I'm not really cool with.
Right.
But then again, people do be showing up. I don't know. It's just a very sticky, muddy situation.
Well, remember the show. So, like, obviously the show probably placed them to go
together.
To house,
okay. For me personally, I have a girl code. So whoever my friends are dating or like have been dating, I wouldn't pursue them or I wouldn't be open to them pursuing me because it's just like, no, you're not gonna jump from one friend to the other, and I don't like that.
Not at all. Again,
that's
men
a
are hoes.
That's a sticky situation.
That is a sticky situation.
And the audacity of, I guess, Porsche, the both of them, and they don't really care. She's one of the persons that's like, who cares?
Yeah. I don't understand it. I'm still confused by it.
I'm very confused about it. And then, like, what?
What is right? What is right?
But yeah, they're audacious, both Simon and Porsha, and they don't care. So that's their business.
And that's all for episode 4. Just remember that you're a slut. Bye, hoes.
Bye, hoes.
That's it.
Me take people, man.
Crying. Put that in the beginning.
people, man, pan line.